students, today we will do nutrition in plants, that is the biology chapter of class 7 part 2. Today we will do part 2. We have already done the part 1 and उसमें हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा था? We studied about nutrients, nutrition, types of nutrition, those are autotrophic and heterotrophic. These are the types of nutrition we studied in part 1. So this is the second part of the same chapter, that is nutrition in plants. Nutrients, nutrition, types of nutrition, photosynthesis, with diagram and reaction. Okay. So today we will do the pending part of the chapter. We will start with, okay, let's complete the pending points of photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? We have already discussed about it. Now, photosynthesis process में क्या होता है? This is occurred in, we have read that this is occurred in green plants. The plants which have green leaves means chlorophyll is present in those leaves and photosynthesis occurs there. So, the more things about photosynthesis we will study today. In this reaction, the oxygen is released out. The oxygen is released and utilized by other living organisms like humans, animals, and other organisms who need oxygen. So the oxygen is released in the process of photosynthesis. Okay. Now, अब हमें ये देखना है कि what is this process? इस process से क्या होता है? Plant का food prepare होता है. Synthesis of food होता है through light energy. In the presence of light energy, वहाँ पर minerals भी use होते हैं. Carbohydrate बनता है वहाँ. What is made by this process? Oxygen is released, but what is made? The carbohydrate is made for plant utilization. Plant जो food खाएगा, क्या prepare हो रहा है उसमें? Carbohydrate मिल रहा है. मतलब इस photosynthesis की reaction से plant is getting carbohydrate. तो carbohydrate it is made up of, किस से बनता है ये? It is made up of hydrogen plus oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen combines and makes carbohydrate. It means hydrogen और oxygen मिलाकर क्या बनाते हैं? Carbohydrate, which is made by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, and it is in the form of glucose. Then this glucose is converted into starch. This glucose is converted into starch. Okay, so ये starch. Now what is it? Starch. Starch is also a kind of carbohydrate. Starch is a kind of carbohydrate only. Now, next point of photosynthesis it occurs in green plants. So is it so that it only occurs in green plants? No, it's not true. The plants which have either red leaves, okay, or green leaves, sorry, green, not green, we are talking about, we have already discussed that, red leaves, okay, brown leaves, I hope you all have seen such leaves, red leaves, brown leaves, blue, or any other color leaves of a plant. If any plant has such leaves, they also perform photosynthesis process. They also perform the photosynthesis process. The process of photosynthesis is not only in green leaves but also occurs in red, brown, blue and any other leaves, any other color leaves, the photosynthesis also occurs there. Another point, have you seen that algae? In ponds or rivers, sometimes you see there are green colored patches which are easily visible through the water, that is green patches. Green color के patches बन जाते हैं कुछ, that are easily visible through ponds and rivers on their surface. So that is algae. This is a kind of organism. This is a organism like we are organisms, so it is also an organism such that, so in ponds or rivers green patches occurs. So this green color is because of chlorophyll. This green color in algae is because of the chlorophyll present in it. So the chlorophyll is there, hence the algae performs the process of photosynthesis. The algae, which is green in color, it is because of the presence of chlorophyll, and this algae, because of this, performs the process of photosynthesis. It means this is not heterotrophic, this is not an heterotroph, this is an autotroph. The algae is autotroph. Why? Because it is preparing its own food, that's why it is an autotroph. Therefore, the autotroph, what will it perform? The autotrophic kind of nutrition will be there in algae. Okay? Done? Now, the next point is, I hope this is clear. The next point is that the plants, we are talking about plants in this chapter, so we are here, the plants, they prepare their own food, okay, so they got the carbohydrate, from the reaction of photosynthesis, okay, so plants, so we must know that this is not enough for its nutrition. प्लांट के न्यूट्रिशन के लिए उसको सभी न्यूट्रिएंट्स मिल जाएं, उसके लिए सिर्फ कार्बोहाइड्रेट इज नॉट सफिशिएंट, बहुत नहीं है कार्बोहाइड्रेट, उसको और भी न्यूट्रिएंट्स चाहिए. नाउ वी विल सी दैट हाउ इट विल गेट अदर न्यूट्रिएंट्स फॉर इट्स ग्रोथ, फॉर इट्स मेंटेनेंस. ओके, सो प्लांट्स नॉट ओनली नीड कार्बोहाइड्रेट, ओके, it also needs nitrogen. It also needs nitrogen. You must know the nitrogen is present in the environment, in the air, in abundant abundance means बहुत ही बल्क में, बहुत ही ज़्यादा अमाउंट में ये हमारी एयर में प्रेजेंट होता है. दिस नाइट्रोजन इज प्रेजेंट इन एयर इन abundance मीन्स बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेजेंट है. बट दिस इज नॉट सो ईजी टू टेक बाय द प्लांट्स. नाइट्रोजन जो है we release out CO2. Okay, we release out CO2, the carbon dioxide, and the plant the plant can absorb CO2 in the gaseous form, in the form of gas. In the gaseous form, the plant can absorb CO2, but the nitrogen cannot be absorbed by the plant in the gaseous form. It cannot be absorbed by the plant in the gaseous form. मतलब ये एयर में प्रेजेंट है गैस की फॉर्म में, तो प्लांट इसे एज इट इज गैस की फॉर्म में खुद के अंदर एब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर सकता है. इट कैन नॉट. सो व्हाट टू डू विद दिस नाइट्रोजन? The soil present here, it has few bacterias. Okay, यहाँ पर कुछ bacterias present होते हैं. They will absorb it. Okay, the bacterias will absorb the nitrogen present in air. Bacterias ले लेंगे क्या? Nitrogen. Then they will, और उनका एक्शन क्या होगा? They will convert it from gas to usable form या फिर absorbable form में ये convert कर देगा. Bacteria will convert nitrogen from gaseous form to usable or absorbable form. It will form a solution, a kind of solution it will form, and then the roots will absorb it and it will move, it will be transported to each and every cell through, firstly it will go to leaf, the factory of food, we have studied it, factory of food में ये जाएगा, then it will be transported to each and every cell of the plant. Okay, done. Now the next point is, next topic, we will study third kind of nutrition. We have studied autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Now we will study the third kind of nutrition, that is saprophytic nutrition. Okay, this is the third kind of nutrition we have not studied yet, saprophytic nutrition. Okay, this is related to dead organisms. This is related to dead organisms. Dead organisms से कैसे related है ये? एक organism है. Here is an organism. Let us assume this organism is dependent. It depends on dead organisms for its nutrition. अपने न्यूट्रिशन के लिए, अपने न्यूट्रिएंट्स के लिए this organism, whoever it is, this organism depends on the dead organisms. How? Dead or decaying organisms we can say, decaying material also. Dead or decaying material or organisms that depends on the organism. Okay, so how will we define it? The organisms that take its nutrients or absorb its nutrients from the dead or decaying organisms or material in the environment. We have many examples for this. So firstly, one more thing, that this is the nutrition, this is the process. Okay, now what is the word saprotrophs? What do we mean by saprotrophs? It's very easy, such as the organisms which perform autotrophic nutrition. Those are called as autotrophs. Okay. Now the organisms which perform the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, those are heterotrophs. And similarly, the saprotrophs are the organisms which perform the saprophytic mode of nutrition, which have saprophytic mode of nutrition. Now, next point is, we will study about symbiotic relationship. What is symbiotic relationship? Relationship is between two organisms. Okay, here the relationship is between two kind of organisms or two organisms. Okay, now symbiotic means यहाँ पर क्या होगा, saprophytic was one organism was dead and other was taking its nutrients from it. Now the symbiotic relationship in this, the two organisms are there. Suppose there are two organisms. Okay, these both are living. Point to remember, these both are living. Okay, these both are living and both of them gives benefits to each other. ये एक दूसरे को कुछ ना कुछ benefit देते हैं. This will give benefit to this organism 1 and 2, and this second organism will give benefit to first organism. So they both lives together in a relationship. They both lives together and gives benefits to each other. So in this way, the symbiotic relationship is occurred. For example, have you seen a tree? Suppose it's a tree. Okay. Have you ever seen that yellow tubular structures are present here, like this? They are like rolled on its branches here. Its branches and trunk. Okay, so this kind of tubular form, it's present here, and this is what? This tree is an organism. Yes, this tree is organism number 1, and the tubular structure overlap on its branches and trunk. This is organism number 2. Okay. So these both are in symbiotic relationship. How? These both are in symbiotic relationship as in दोनों का function क्या है? I have told you that these both will give benefit to each other. How we will see that? The tree. First is the tree. Tree will give shelter. Tree will give shelter to organism number 2, that is this tubular organism. Okay, tube-like structure that is here. And the second organism, what will it do? The tubular. Okay, what will it do? It also has a major role. How? It will help in absorbing water, nutrients from the roots, from the soil, from the roots. ठीक है, from the, we can say, soil. So tree, what is the tree giving benefit to this tubular organism? It is giving shelter to it, वो उसे रहने की जगह देगा. Okay, and this tubular organism, what is it doing? It is helping in absorbing water and nutrients from the soil. For whom it is doing? It is doing it for tree. This is helpful for tree. Okay, another example. Leguminous plants. Have you heard about leguminous plants? Leguminous plants like beans, okay, like pulses. Pulses होती हैं जो दाल्स होती हैं, दाल्स होती हैं. इनके जो plants होते हैं, the plants of leguminous, the leguminous plants, इनके जो plants होते हैं वहाँ पर क्या होता है, फर्टिलाइजर की ज़रूरत नहीं होती. No need of fertilizers. So this is very beneficial for our farmers. This is very beneficial for our farmers because they do not need any fertilizers for the leguminous plants. Example these. So they don't need to purchase and spray the fertilizers on such plants. Okay. So this is the leguminous plants I was talking about. So how is it a symbiotic relationship? Because the, such plants, they have, this is a plant, okay, this is a rough way, it has some bacteria here, okay. I'm explaining how is it a symbiotic relationship. Here bacteria is present, for example rhizobium, okay, and this is a plant, this is bacteria. So I have told you that nitrogen cannot be absorbed by the plant, as such it is present in the gaseous form in the air, so plant cannot absorb it in such form, so it has to be converted into soluble form, okay. So that is the function of bacteria. So bacteria is present here, so it will absorb the nitrogen from the environment and provide all the nitrogen to the plant. And fertilizer, what is the function of fertilizer? To provide nitrogen as a nutrient. न्यूट्रिएंट के तौर पर, न्यूट्रिएंट की फॉर्म में नाइट्रोजन को कहाँ पे देना? प्लांट को देगा. Why do I'm sure you have heard about fertilizers and manures. These are the chemicals which are either natural or chemical. These are used by the farmers for providing nutrients to the plant, okay, especially the nitrogen. So fertilizers and manures are used by the farmers for its nutrition. And why do they need nutrition? Okay, why do we need nutrition? For our maintenance and good growth. So plants also need fertilizers and manures, because they will provide nutrition, to the plant, and when nutrition is provided to the plant, it will be enriched. The fertilizers and manures will enrich the growth, and because of this the plant will grow healthy. So that's why the farmers they use fertilizers and manures to make their plants healthy. Okay. Now the next topic is, it's about to finish, the chapter is about to finish. Next topic is one experiment is left only. Okay, you have to do an experiment at your home with bread. With bread, you will perform an activity, an experiment. What we have to do? We have to check the organism that is called fungus. Okay, fungus. It is in plural form, and this is fungi. When used in singular form, this is plural, and this is used when we use it singular. One, we are talking about one, that is fungi, and if we are talking about many, then it is fungus. So we have to check about fungus by this experiment. Okay, take 2-3 pieces or however you want. Take it and dip it in some water, and keep it in hot, humid place. Hot, humid place where humidity should be there. What is humidity? We call humid, humus. Okay. So humid temperature. The temperature should be hot and humid. This is the temperature required for this experiment. Okay. Take bread. You can take 1 piece bread, dip it in some water and place it in hot humid temperature. Okay, for 2 to 3 days. After 2 to 3 days, check the same bread. You will observe that the bread piece, it will show a structure which is a thread-like structure. It can be either white, it can be brown, okay, it can be any color, okay, it can be green, so yellow. So that is what? That is fungus, that is fungi. It means that it is now decayed. Okay, the bread is now decayed, it has decayed. What I want to explain here, that this fungus is occurred here. It has been made for taking its nutrition from this bread. Now this fungus will take its nutrition for its nutrients. Nutrition from the bread. Okay, so this is what? Bread piece experiment. So here your chapter is over. Thank you.